So the first thing that I like to do is go ahead and get my veggies prepared so that when I start cooking, I can just whip through it. Now I have zucchini. I've already washed it and cut the tips off. I'm just going to cut it. Now the thickness that you cut it is up to you, but what I'll say is you don't want to have it so thin because you are going to, or you don't want to have it too thin because you are going to be cooking some other things, and while you're not paying attention to this, you don't want to overcook it and have it mushy. And I normally just cut it and then cut it in half. I don't typically go this small, although that's not bad. My onion is already cut, and I typically cut it to about this size, but again, it's all based on your personal preference. I have some mushrooms here. Now the mushrooms I did not slice up, they were already sliced, but it's pretty simple to slice them if you you know, decide to buy them whole and slice them up yourself. Now as far as veggies go, it's all about personal preference. So if you don't like the veggies that I have, but maybe you like carrots or you like something different, you can go ahead and have some fun and use what you want to use. The technique is pretty much going to be the same no matter what you choose to cook. As far as the protein you decide to cook and the veggies too. Okay. We're gonna stick these over to the side, green onions. What I like to start with is my mushrooms, and the reason for that is that it takes the mushrooms a little bit longer to cook than say the onions. I also have sesame oil, and you'll be seeing me use that throughout. Now I'll tell you about sesame oil. A little bit goes a long way, so you don't have to go sesame oil crazy, okay? That's already starting to smell good. This is the difference, guys. Sesame oil, this is the difference. It really kicks up the notch, kicks up the flavor a notch. It really makes it taste like something that you went out and got at a restaurant. Okay, not real sure why I keep playing with these mushrooms. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to throw, I have zucchini, and I also have some onion that I've already cut up. So we're going to throw this on as well. And I put really enough butter to get these guys going as well. So guys, you want to make sure that you start with the rice that is at least a couple days old, and the reason for that is you see how it's not clumping together. So what I did was I cooked the rice, I washed the starch off. If you want to see my entire process of how I prepare rice, take a look at my dirty rice video. It's a really short video, so it'll be beneficial for you to watch that. But anyway, so you want to make sure that you've sort of let this dry out. Now, if this is something that you don't have a couple of days to let dry out, but you still want to have some, what you can do is cook the rice, stick it in the oven to dehydrate it. And if you need more details on how to do that, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to share those instructions with you. The other thing that you can do is cook the rice and then put it out on a flat baking dish, stick it in the refrigerator, and allow it to start to dehydrate and lose some of that moisture. Okay, so our onions and our mushrooms are doing their thing over here, looking beautiful. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw in my rice. And guys, don't be afraid to get some black pepper in there and salt if you need it. Now, the one thing that you want to remember about using salt is that you're going to be using soy sauce, and it's got sodium in it. I always like to opt for the lower sodium soy sauce, but use what you have. But just be mindful when you start to add in your other ingredients that you have. You've got salt, okay? Salt in your soy sauce. Now I'm just going to throw the rest of the butter in here that I made. My recipe for garlic butter is on my shrimp fried rice video. Okay, super easy, super simple to make. Ooh, that's smelling good, looking good. And like I said, I am doing shrimp because shrimp is what I had, but you can use whatever you want. If you want to do scallops, if you want to do ribeyes, T-bones, whatever you want to do. Have some fun, okay? Now, the reason that you want to make sure that your rice is dried out is because once you start to add this moisture in it from the oils and from the butter, you don't want to have a mushy, starchy mess, okay? Let's throw in some soy sauce, guys. All right, we have our shrimp. Go ahead and throw in our shrimp. I have some beautiful extra large shrimp that I picked up at Walmart this morning, and it's already been peeled and deveined. Now with the shrimp, guys, I know you've had shrimp that's been like overcooked. You don't need to cook it a long time. Once it gets pink on one side, just flip it over and go and cook the other side, okay? Now, it's around this time that if you like teriyaki, you will start to add that in. If you like hoisin sauce, I've got some of that. I've got oyster sauce, if you want that. I have fish sauce. All of these are really good. I just don't have a taste for them right now. Peanut sauce. Our veggies are cooking up nicely. Okay, I'm going to throw a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper over on my veggies over here. Okay. One thing you want to be mindful of is that mushrooms have a lot of fluid in them. And so you also have that fluid from the mushrooms that's going to create some moisture there for you. Okay. Now here's where I add egg. Now if you don't like egg, don't use it, but I like egg. And don't get all upset if it touches. No big deal, right? It's gonna all be mixed in anyway. Do I have anybody out there that gets concerned if the food touches. You don't want your food to touch. Comment down below if you're one of those folks. Because if you are, then you're going to have to, this is going to take you longer to do this because you're going to have to do everything separately. Don't be afraid to season that food, guys. Get some seasoning going in there. And I have the egg over here with the rice because the egg is going to go in the rice. I wanted some fried rice with it today, okay? You can go ahead and start turning the shrimp over. Oh, but what I was going to say earlier is that you don't want to overcook your shrimp. You don't want chewy shrimp. Come on now. That's not what we're doing today. Or ever. And you see how nice and pink this shrimp is cooking up? So it's almost ready. Guys, this is so simple to make. We go out and we spend so much money going into restaurants to get them to make this for us because, you know, they put on a show for the kids. But you can totally put on a show in your house for your kids. And that way you can save some money. Now you can add garlic powder in here if you want, if you're like a garlic, is that a word? Garlicaholic? Garlicholic. Woo, it's getting time to eat, guys. Now I like oyster sauce. I might stick a drop in mine. Don't you forget about your veggies over here now. Now, if you like ginger sauce for your veggies, that's totally fine. I don't find that it has a lot of flavor, so I don't use it. Now, if you want, you can throw some lemon juice over your shrimp or your veggies, whatever veggies you're choosing to use. Make sure that you don't, there's a couple of seeds that went in here, so make sure you pull those seeds out. You may not care. I really don't care, but I'm cooking, so I may as well pull it out. Okay. Guys, that is our meal. Guys, you gotta make sure you have your yum yum sauce though. Yum yum sauce is life, okay? You can make it if you want. I didn't want to make it. I've made it in the past. It's not difficult to do. It's really not. But I just decided that I would just buy some. at that. Isn't that pretty? Yummy. Woo! It's about to go down. I can't sing. Whew. Mmm. So yummy, guys. So good. So good. So good. Guys, you can do this. Come on now. Get out your skillets. You don't have to. If you don't have this hot plate, don't worry about it. Use what you have. I forgot to throw in my green onions. I'll let those cook in a little bit. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.